It's your girl Desi Des, and this is another introvert alert. 7 jobs that will improve an introvert's decision-making skills. Let's get into it. In my last video, we talked about the jobs needed to improve interpersonal skills. And so now we're going to get into jobs that will actually improve decision-making skills, especially as an introvert. As an introvert, it can be hard to kind of get the social interacting skills that you need to be effective in the workplace, and so I'm here to help. As an introvert myself, I found through research and many job experiences that it's the skills that allow you to be able to transition from one job to the next. So one skills that employers deem viable is decision-making skills. Sometimes as employees, we think that all the decision making is up to the supervisors and their supervisors and their supervisors. And in the past, that might have been true. But a lot of companies in different workplaces have since then evolved and expanded their reach because they now realize new perspectives can bring about powerful change company-wide. So employers want to know when they're hiring that you can bring smart, quick, and beneficial decisions, no matter what position or role they may be in. So if making decisions is not your strong suit, don't worry. Here are 7 jobs sure to help you strengthen that muscle. Right away, any job that requires you to put other people's lives in your hands will require fast and efficient decision making, which leads me right into number 1. Police officer. The responsibilities of a police officer, wrapped under one umbrella, is to protect people and property using law enforcement. On each call, there are several decisions to be made to ensure everyone's safety, including the officers themselves. And if you're not able to think fast on your feet, that could be the difference between life or death. This is why being a police officer is a great place to start. The best part about becoming a police officer, other than the obvious reasons, are that they will not put you out into the field until you're ready. In other words, you will not be able to get out into the field until you have mastered decision making along with the other skills that it requires. That is why I put this as number 1. This is a great place to start if you've just gotten out of college, or maybe if you've just gotten out of high school and you want to jump in and you've always thought that it was cool and responsible to protect and serve your community or your town, then this is a great job for you. You don't need a degree to become a police officer, but there is very extensive training that you need to be mentally prepared for. They will work you, they will train you, but at the end of it all, you will have everything that you need. And so as an introvert, if it scares you that you don't have advanced decision-making skills quite yet, don't worry. Becoming a police officer will nip all of that, and quickly. Number 2, firefighter. It is also the responsibility of a firefighter to protect, rescue, and serve the community by putting out fires, assisting with medical emergencies, executing rescues, and so much more. Like being a police officer, a firefighter also has to be very quick on their feet, as each decision they make will also result in life or death. And the goal is always life. You don't need a degree to become a firefighter either. There is extensive training though, and so as introverts, we are often worried about being unprepared, especially in social situations where we have to be around people, we have to interact with people. And so being a firefighter, they will give you the tools you need to do all of that. To be able to rescue, to protect, to advocate. And so this can be a job that you choose for a few years if you just want to develop different skills and dive into the workplace. Otherwise, it could also be a lifelong career. Many first responder jobs are jobs to be proud of, as you're serving a higher purpose, and we appreciate your service. Number 3, pilot. A pilot's main goal is to fly from point A to point B safely, as well as land when we get to point B safely under any circumstance. Now, you also don't need a degree to be a pilot, but there is extensive training. And so while you are in the extensive training, you may as well just go ahead and get the degree. It takes a couple of months to get your flying hours, but as far as training, on the job experience, all the certifications and things that you need, it can take up to a few years to actually get your commercial pilot's license. Either way, you'll be given every tool that you need to be successful on this job, as well as gain and develop decision-making skills. Because as the pilot, you are the leader and driver of whatever goes on that flight. That is heavy decision-making, and they will prepare you for it, I promise. This job is also specifically perfect for an introvert because there's a great balance between social interaction and alone time. As a pilot, you spend a lot of time alone in the pit or with one other person, the co-pilot, and so you guys can develop, a good relationship with just you and them. Introverts like close, intimate relationships between one or two people, so that's also perfect. And then once the plane has landed, you say goodbye to all the passengers and then you go on about your way. And so not to say that there's no social interaction, but there's not as much interaction as flight attendants actually get. Number 4, teacher. I mentioned a little bit about being a teacher in my last video, Introvert Alert, 7 jobs that will improve introverts' interpersonal skills, but I didn't get to really emphasize how important being a teacher really is. Not only is the safety of children put in teachers' hands, but they are also highly responsible for the advancement of a child's education. Knowledge is power, and so to be in charge of that knowledge is heavy and a lot of responsibility for sure. Teachers are making split, quick decisions every day, during every class, all the time. From what snacks they're going to make to which of the students get to sit next to each other that will avoid disruption in the lesson. They also get to choose how much homework is given, how much extra credit may be given, how much extra tutoring or after school help may be needed for certain students. I've said it once and I'll say it again, teachers are super underrated and underappreciated. They've literally got the future of your child in their hands and they deserve way more respect than they have been given. And I'll say it again. Becoming a teacher does require a degree as well as extra certification. And so if you're an introvert that likes to be around children, likes to teach them, likes to do activities with them, then this might be a good avenue for you to dive into. And if it's something that you may not want to do long term, then you might want to consider being a teacher's assistant, volunteering after school, or being a paraprofessional. It's definitely a rewarding job. So if it's something that you want to do, I strongly support and encourage you to jump all in. It's up to you. Number 5, paramedic. Now, like being a police officer or a firefighter, a paramedic is also responsible for assessing the condition and or treatment of each patient in all emergency situations. This job is literally based on decision making. Does the patient go to the hospital or not? And then they're the ones that are responsible for whatever results or effects that may happen after that decision has been made. Although that is heavy, it's rewarding, and it's also a good job if you like to help people. Becoming a paramedic does not require a degree, but it does also require extensive training and certification. And so by the end of it all, you will be prepared, up, down, all around. And introverts don't like to be unprepared. So this is a perfect job for you if you like to help people, but you also need to develop decision-making skills. They will help you get it done. Number 6, culinary artist or chef. Now you may be surprised to see chef on the list, but we all gotta eat, right? And so most of the time, introverts are at home cooking for themselves because they're most comfortable at home. And then they figure, while I'm here, I need to make me some food. And so a lot of introverts do know how to cook. Whether they know how to cook good is up to them and others to make that decision. But if cooking is a hobby or something that you like to do and you're an introvert, I would encourage you to make it a business, a side hustle, or to actually go and be a chef at someone's restaurant. We all need your skills. I love to eat, if you can't tell. And so I'm rooting for the introverted chefs. Becoming a chef is a great job to get started because most likely if you choose to be a chef, you like cooking already. And so it combines passion with skill learning. And you'll be able to put those two together and get the job done. Then, when you finally decide to break out of your home and start cooking for others, you'll start developing the skills you need to socially interact with your customers. Like, do they want dessert? What kind of food do they want? What kind of sides will complement best the main entree? Are there nut allergies? These are questions and decisions you need to be able to make as a chef, cooking and eating. It's all decisions, decisions, decisions. Now, if you don't see yourself doing this long term, that is okay. While you're cooking and preparing meals for other people, don't forget to develop and learn the skills. That is what this is all about. Finding jobs that will develop those skills so that you can use them no matter what trajectory your career is going. Number 7, handyman. Being a handyman is a very good job to develop decision-making skills because this is also a customer service considered job that requires decision making all the time. Do the pipes need to be fixed? Do the pipes need to be cleaned? Do we need a sign here that says wet floor? Are there cracks in the wall? Is there mold in the house? Handymen are very important because the decisions they make also can result in life or death situations. They are kind of the safety men of buildings, houses, properties, etc. They are also responsible for telling their customers the hard truths that they may not want to hear, like those broken pipes or like a heater that needs to be replaced and is going to cost all of your savings. Different things like that. And so I'd imagine as a handyman, they would also take an oath or a code, an honor code, to say that no matter what happens, what they see, they're going to be honest and direct with their customers. And that in itself is an important decision to be made. Am I going to do the right thing, or am I just going to get the job done? Or am I going to not do the job and pretend that I did? All decisions, all a part of the honor code. And if you're already a person who likes to do projects on your own, the do-it-yourself projects, you're always building things, you may as well make it a business, side hustle, and then continue to develop those decision-making and honorable skills. That way, whenever you get tired of it, or if you see it long-term, you'll have the skills under your belt. Not to mention, you'll get your hands dirty because that's what you like to do. So there you have it. 7 jobs that will improve introverts' decision-making skills. There are plenty of jobs that we as introverts can comfortably fit right into, where we don't have to speak to anybody, we don't have to answer phones, we don't have to answer customer questions. But do those jobs really help us gain the skills that we need to be considered hirable in any job that we may want? Because some jobs, let's be honest, they're temporary. And so it's important that you take the experiences and that you learn from them to gain the skills, to gain the knowledge, so that you can work anywhere that you want to work, including working for yourself. So, introverts, let's chalk it up to the game and get those skills, because that's what this is all about. gaining the skills you need, doing the hard work now so that you can do whatever it is you want to do later, without letting introversion be a barrier to the coins, because we need to make that money. And we're not going to let social interaction or anxiety or the fact that we like to recharge and be alone all the time, we're not going to let that get in the way. We're going to get those skills, be successful, and then come home and take a nap. Introverts, we are going to be okay. Until next time, thanks for watching.